Hello, my lovely royals. This is your Empress Harmony, and today we bring to you a Prime World video. That's right, this is going to be the first video in our first project of Prime World. We will be casting games submitted by viewers, whether you are a solo queue player or maybe you like to play in a team. Go ahead and send me a submission of any of your matches, and of course we'll dive in, we'll do all the regular caster things, but be aware that if you have not watched the preview, the episode 0, so to speak, then I will refresh your memories again. My casting style is not exactly shouting what's happening on screen. My primary focus will be the submitter, whether you are the solo player or maybe you want me to review your entire team. Make sure you make that clear. But I prefer the more analytic approach to matches and playstyles. So you're not going to hear me exactly shouting, oh no, you know, they're running across the field, they're about to engage in a gank. That's not my kind of style. So be aware of that. What I am going to tackle, however, like I said, is the analytic style of things. Plays that we might see coming up. You know, the way that somebody is moving, so on and so forth. That is my particular style. So if you're not into that, then I'm sorry. You know, hopefully, maybe in the future, I'll try to do something of that nature. But if not, then hopefully there is somebody out there that will cater to you in that form of content. But with that out of the way, let's dive right in here. As you can see, I have the match paused because the very first thing we are going to do is we're going to take a quick gander at Vanity's build. This particular match was submitted by Prime World Vanity, a Prime World player and content creator on the English side of things. So we're going to take a quick gander, like I said, at his talents. Now let's try to get an idea of what he was trying to do. He is currently playing as Plague Doctor. So of course, he's got his basic talents. On his first tier, he's got that Touch of Death. I see what you're trying to do there. For those of you who don't know about Touch of Death, of course, there will be another series going in depth about talents at some point. But for those of you who don't know what Touch of Death is, it is primarily useful for that early game, getting the early game advantage on your lane opponent who thinks that they can stick around at low health because you can't finish them off. Touch of Death solves that problem. It's pretty much an instant kill. You know, there's nothing they can really do about it. If they stick around like an idiot, they're going to get hit by it, they're going to die. That's just point blank simple. Of course, he's got the Secret of Energy, which also means that he must have 2 other talents. As you can see, he's got Secret of Energy, Secret of Cruelty, and Secret of Mastery. When you have all 3 fully built, you get a bonus 10 Strength or Intellect. Of course, if you have 2 talents, you get 35 Health Restoration. And the talents, the passive stats on them seem really great for bump. He's got Energy Regen. You've got that extra 9.6 Strength or Intellect on the Secret of Cruelty. And then you get an extra 7.6 on the Secret of Mastery, plus an extra 5.6 in Cunning. He's also got 2 Spinner talents, and these are over time. So as the longer this match goes, he is going to be racking up that, he's got the Intellect Spinner, which gives him 0.75 Intellect every minute. For a total of 15 int at maximum on top of its base 9 that it provides. And he's got the Cunning Spinner, which will give him 0.55 Cunning per minute for a maximum of 11 with a base of 5.9 already on it. And of course, with the way Spinner talents work, if you have 2 of them, you get 1 prime every 4 seconds. So pretty much these talents are very great for building up as much prime as possible, along with getting him some early kills for that, you know, a big chunk of prime early game. He's looking to build his talent tree as fast as possible, just from the base talents that we've looked at so far. And of course, he will be playing Plague Doctor in the mid, so you know that he is going to be pumping in as much intellect and damage as possible. I'm not too familiar with Plague Doctor, but he is running the Miasmata Ultimate. So I can't wait to see how that works out. It scales off of your int. So this should be very, very interesting to see. Some other noteworthy talents that I spotted in this build is the Time of the Wise. If he has 4 talents of the sect, of the sect, I'm an idiot. All right, if he has 4 talents of the set, his ultimate gets a bonus 30% cooldown reduction, and right now it's sitting at the base reduction is the base cooldown time is 90 seconds. So that 30%, that's actually pretty decent. And I believe I did spot, Desperate Insect. Desperate Insect. Yeah, I'm so desperate. Here, have this okay. So this is the Desperate Instant talent, in which gives a huge chunk of intellect with that 24.2. And should he have 3 talents of this, I forget the Desperate Instant set, in and of itself, he will be able to actually activate this talent and instantly restore all the cooldowns on everything except his ultimate. And of course, if he has 2 talents of the set anyway, his talents already get a -6% cooldown reduction. So he's looking to spam his abilities and deal as much damage as possible while he's in the fight. He's not looking for these prolonged fights. He's looking to end these fights as quickly as possible just from the talents that we have reviewed. And those are just some of the standout talents. Just looking at the rest, getting a quick glance over at the build before we get into the match. As we can see, he's got that moment of bravery. You know, he's part of that. He's got that Desperate Instant set going on. That Desperate Instant set going on. So he is looking to end these fights as fast as possible and move on to objectives. But he's also hoping that this match goes on for a long period of time, because the longer it goes on, the stronger he gets. So he's got a great build for that mid to late game, and of course he's secured his early game a little bit with that Touch of Death talent. So we'll see how that plays out. Now, on his team, you'll see that he's playing Plague Doctor, or on the blue side, I believe it is referred to as Mortician. He's got Frostling, Katana, Destroyer, and Claw. So he's got 2 very good gankers in Destroyer and Claw. Katana is a very strong laner who is capable of diving and prolonging the game. So that works well in favor of his build. The longer this game can go on, the stronger he is going to get. And then, of course, Frostling does provide some decent kind of CC and harass, but we'll see how that turns out in the match. In terms of team synergy, of course, you're going to be looking for your Destroyer and Claw and Katana to go in, with possibly your Katana frontlining, depending on how she is built. And then you're going to have Vanity. You're going to have Vanity there on Plague Doctor, and Frostling there to provide a little bit of CC harass. You're going to have Vanity there trying to blow up whoever he can get to as soon as possible. On the enemy side, we've got, as she is referred to for the most part, that I know her by, is Panther, but as you can see here, she's called Screw. We've got Lady of Dragons, who, for those of you who don't know, is actually Firefox, or I forget what she's called on the other side, but it's one of her skins, but we're going to call her Lady of Dragons. So you'll sometimes hear me. I can't English. Relax, chill. Sometimes you will hear me refer to her as Fox instead of Dragon. So keep that in mind. Then on their team, they've also got a Raven, they've got a Berserker, and they've got a Cryo. Now looking at the enemy team composition, of course, Panther and Lady of Dragons are a team, so we should see them working together often, probably. Panther provides some great ganking potential, just because of the fact that you can't really kill her. She's capable of diving really hard, because you have to kill her cat before you can kill her. So she's able to dish out some really good damage before she has to pull out and wait for her cat to respawn, or, you know, whatever the case might be. Lady of Dragons, aka Foxfire, or Firefox, however you want to put it. She's very good at damage. I've never really seen her as a roaming hero per se, but she can dish out some pretty damn good damage. Raven a very strong mid laner who also pumps out that damage. Of course, we don't know their talent builds. I don't want to spoil it by looking at their talent builds. Maybe if you guys do want to see enemy talent builds as well, let me know in the comments. Finally, we've got Berserker there for that big frontline damage. He's that team's frontliner, and hopefully he plays like that. We don't know. We'll see. And then we got Cryo for the CC. The slows and all her abilities, the mana drain that comes with her abilities on native terrain. Who knows what kind of ultimate she went with? Maybe she went with the Frost, the Ice talent. Maybe she went with the Teleport talent. We don't know. But we shall see how this match develops. Finally, looking at the weaknesses of the team, definitely is going to be a CC problem for the blue side, which is Vanity's side. On the red side, they only have one frontliner. So, you know, should Katana or Claw or Destroyer die for the backline, they're kind of exposed. But Panther and Fox do have escapes. Raven and Cryo, not so much, unless you put in a talent in there that would give them, you know, some type of escape ability at the cost of probably damage or whatnot. But we'll see how it develops. Now that we've reviewed all of that, let's get into the match. And it seems that Vanity is currently AFK. Okay, I thought Katana was as well, but she is not. So we've got Destroyer and Claw running down mid to raise their flags there, in hopes that Vanity will come back. We've got Frostling going top, and we've got Katana in the bot lane. So this ought to be interesting. Oh, we've got some poking going on mid here. It would seem that we've got a duo lane in Panther and Dragons. Meanwhile, top lane, we are looking at Raven, and bottom lane, we are looking at Berserker. So it'll be a Berserker versus Katana and Raven versus Frostling. Meanwhile, Cryo's taking over mid, while Fox grabs top jungle and Panther grabs their bottom jungle. Sure, let's see. Everybody's in position right now. Oh, Vanity finally came back from AFK. Good for you. Unfortunately, the first half of his farm will be zoned out by Cryo. Cryo is very good at zoning out an enemy from farming, unless you really want to step in there and take that damage from her Q. Yeah, we're going to call it Q. So you've got to be really, really careful with that. But of course, at the same token comes her ability to constantly keep pushing him under his tower, which will delay his farm a little bit, but she's not able to, you know, capitalize on it. She might wind up feeding him more than anything if she's not careful. But right now it's kind of a stalemate with Cryo blocking off Vanity's ability to farm properly. But he stays strong. He's manning up on her a little bit. But unfortunately he's gonna have to back out unless he wants to take some of that minion damage. A gank is being called on Cryo right now. We've got Brawler grabbing his last jungle minion. We got Claw coming in from the top lane. They're going to try to collapse on Cryo, who is... She was aware at last second. She got away. Oh, Panther comes in to try and help counter gank. And Claw looks like he just might go down. No. Oh, wow. Okay, we've got Fox coming down as well. Fox and Panther are not having it. You go on Cryo, you taking on all three of them, forcing Destroyer and Claw to retreat. They will be grabbing the buff camp. Meanwhile, up top, Frostling versus Raven. Frostling is putting in work. Raven, oh, honey, Raven. she is taking that harass and she is dealing with it. Frostling is no pushover, grabbing that farm. Oh, we've got a river / jungle gank where it looks like Claw will be Wow, he just makes it out. Panther and Fox are yeah, we got Vanity rotating into the jungle to assist with killing or ganking, but Panther and Fox have fled the scene. They got what they needed and they ran. Even Frostling came into the jungle to assist, but they were already gone. So Vanity retreats back to mid lane to try to grab some farm up. Talent-wise, let's see what he is looking like. Alright, he's got his touch of... Oh! We actually missed the first blood up here. Oh, I am so sorry. I will... If anything, I will put in a cut-in. Just keep that in mind. I'll probably throw in a cut-in of it. But we missed the first blood. Frostling grabbed first blood thanks to the help of Claw and Destroyer in their gank on Raven. And as noted before, Raven doesn't have a way of avoiding ganks. Once you go in on her, that's kind of it. You better hope you can get out of dodge quickly. So giving some attention to bottom lane, Katana and Berserker are going at it. Katana's kind of fighting on her heels right now just because Berserker can throw on so much harass onto her. But luckily she's able to not die through the glory of being able to hop. Unfortunately, Fox and Panther answer the earlier first blood by killing Frostling with a quick rotation to the top, and now they are making their way mid lane. Where this time... Oh, Claw and Destroyer are waiting. Oh, wow. Okay, we've got a river fight going on. It's 3v2. Vanity pops his ultimate. Fox gets away. And so does Panther. But they are... Oh, no. Fox stayed around a little too long, and she bites the dust to Vanity. Berserker TP's in to try and assist, killing off the Claw. And now he and Panther retreat into the jungle. And Raven rotates down from the top lane to grab herself a nice, delicious kill on Oh, whoa. Panther actually steals the kill on Vanity. Raven came in to cause some of that chaos. However, she gets knocked back by Frostling, while Frostling and Destroyer retreat. So, that fight was a little messy. It was a bit of a 1-for-1. Or, I guess you could say a 1-for-2. They did manage to kill off Lady of Dragons at the start of that. Claw and Destroyer are coming down behind to wrap around in an attempt to gank Cryo. Will she make it out alive? Just barely. She just barely... Oh! Vanity comes back in an attempt to finish her off, but just cannot find that kill. The dot damage was not enough. He even blew Touch of Death at some point during that fight. Oh! Oh, Lady of Dragons and Panther come in. They want Claw. They are hungry. And Panther decides to eat. She had herself a nice meal. And she even decides to go... Oh, she is diving deep. She found Vanity. But Vanity might be able to escape here? There's not much he can do until he can kill off that cat, and it's just barely working, and you've got Lady of Dragons coming in to assist as well. He does manage to take the cat. Oh, we've got Destroyer coming in to assist Vanity. Oh, whoa, Vanity just barely survives that. Lady of Dragons retreats. Panther retreats. Oh, wait, no, she died. Never mind, she died. Oh, here comes Raven. Raven coming in to try and help peel for the Lady of Dragons, and it is successful. They retreat just as Claw comes down as well. And they are trying to get the hell out of dodge before they get caught by anything else. Fox is... Oh, no. Sadly, Fox gets caught by the real cat. Or, well, Lady of Dragons gets caught by the real cat. And Claw eats a Cryo ult and bites the dust. Time for a nap, kitty. And Frostling looks like it will be... Oh! Vanity comes in to save! Oh, holy mother of Jesus. He uses his panic attack to just barely save the Frostling. Just barely. And he gets into an engagement with Cryo, but just a little bit of damage will be exchanged between the two. Meanwhile, bottom lane is simply pushing. Oh, wait, hold on. We've got a full-fledged fight here. Destroyer and Vanity take out the poor Cryo, who stuck around for just a little bit too long. Katana finally makes her rotation. She catches out the Panther with no cat and pretty much devours her. That was fairly clean. And now she looks to the Raven. Can she eat some Raven tonight? Is she gonna have some bird after some cat? No, she will not, because Raven retreats under the tower. Raven respects that damage. He respects it. Put some respect on me. Oh, wait, no. Katana went deep. Katana wanted that bird. Ooh. She hungry. But she backs off, knowing that her health is low. She does not want to feed. Possibly. Berserker is doing his work down bottom lane, trying to get that lane shoved in. Destroyer makes his way bot lane to try and clear, while the Katana is also on her way. Whew, we've got a tri-lane up top. Oh, never mind. Raven takes her lane back. Meanwhile, Cryo takes her mid. And Panther and Lady of Dragons look to find a meal, but they're not finding anyone. So Panther hangs out on the side here. Dragon hangs out there. Oh, Vanity is here by himself, and oh, whoa. Katana in the jungle, manning up against the Berserker. Can she do it? They're both being stunned by the buff camp. Berserker ults, trying to kill Katana. Katana pops one of her abilities. I've got to learn all the abilities by head eventually, but we'll get there. Katana ults. Can she finish? She finishes off the Berserker. He just barely survives her ult, and it takes one little boop on the snoot, and he goes down. That's just the way it is, kids. And now she tries to... Oh, whoa, she's manning up against the Dragon and the Panther, and she's trying to escape. She makes it out. And this time, Panther and Dragon run straight into Claw and Vanity. Both of them taking the heat. They collapse. This is what happens when you get too greedy. Frostling versus Raven continues to be a back and forth, with Raven's tower having taken no damage. Frostling's tower took a little bit of a beating, not too much. Right now, Raven's kind of got the upper hand with her pushing ability. Hopping back to Vanity, he is holding his own in the mid lane. Right now, Destroyer and Claw are waiting on the side for Cryo to walk up, and she does. Unfortunately, it looks like she is going to be a victim of the gank. And she is, as Vanity serves her some of that toxic medicine. No ult needed. Or touch of death. He goes in to grab the buff camp. But he does not grab buff. No buff spawned. Destroyer and Claw go on and grab the top buff camp. See what kind of a buff drops here. The invisibility glyph. Who decides to take it? Oh, bot lane. Another Berserker and Katana man up against each other, and Berserker grabs his revenge this time. Yep. Unfortunately, Katana just did not have the survivability, and now her tower looks like it will be sacrificed if no one comes down to save it. And it doesn't look like anybody's going to be able to make it down to save it. But the minions will be able to push off the enemy minions. Oh, Vanity eats a Cryo ult. He's eating the whole Cryo kit. But he just... Can he survive? He just barely... Well, I wouldn't say just barely. He manages to survive. Up here, we've got... Lady of Dragons and Panther clearing out vision around Kitten. Setting up their own vision there. waiting for the next opportunity to go in and grab the big cat. Oh, I didn't even see this. Apparently Raven died top lane at some point during the action. Back down bot lane, Katana versus Berserker again. And here we go. Nope. Are they? Nope. Are they? Can he? He's stunned. Oh, he's got the chain swing. Katana's not letting this go. It looks like he might actually lose this, though. Did he bite off more than he can chew? Will she out? No, it looks like... whoa! Katana survives death by ulting, and she continues to run him down. But knowing that he's right near... Oh! He dives back in. Is this... Oh, okay. Unfortunately, Katana did not survive that fight again. Almost had her revenge. Almost. Vanity is against the Panther and Cryo in the mid. But the Panther decides to take off. She sees better prey in the future. Oh, no, is she going to stick around? No, she takes off. Back into the jungle. Frostling continues to hold its own against the Raven. Right now, looking at stats, it is 15-8. We've got... the Prime is currently in favor of red side right now. Blue side's not too far behind. Though you would imagine them being up on kills, they would have the Prime in their favor. Raven comes in to de-ward the kitten. Oh, bot lane, we've got a war going on. It's a back and forth. Destroyer and Katana versus Panther, Berserker, and Lady of Dragons. And it does not look like... Oh, Claw comes in to try and assist. Oh no, Katana wastes her ult on the protected Panther. The cat is still alive. Oh no, Claw... Oh no. Oh, the cat died just in time for that death to happen. Vanity rotates in with his ult. Manages to help out in the team fight. Berserker and Panther bite the dust at the cost of Claw. And blue side comes out with a favorable trade. Vanity reports back to his mid lane. And Raven gets free reign of the top lane tower as Frostling is unfortunately doing kitten.
The monster is slain.
So, blue team grabs the first kitten. For those of you who don't know, the first kitten opens up the ability for you to receive stats from kitten. It doesn't really do much for you until you get it again. And unfortunately, Raven having no escape means that she falls victim to Vanity and Frostling's rotation.
Indispensable fighter.
She stuck around just a little bit too long, knowing that they just finished kitten. Mid is now open. Vanity TP's in to try and save his tower, but it does not look like it will be the case. Unfortunately, it falls to Cryo. Destroyers rotating down through the river to try and catch this. Oh, nope, never mind. Oh no, Destroyer's on the Panther. Oh, her cat dies. She's open and she's dead with one swift kick to the back. Spine snapping. Oh. The ward spots out Berserker rotating through the jungle, through the river. Raven is now mid alongside her Cryo partner. Katana caught out the Lady of Dragons and showed her what's what. Berserker falls to Destroyer. Vanity ults. Just everything happening right now is just too much for me. Okay, I'm joking. That's not that much. I couldn't keep up. So right now, the Prime Swing is literally 0.4. Oh, there's a fight outside the kitten pit. It does not look like Raven.
Dispensable
Ouch.
fighter.
Raven took some tiger claws to the booty. But Frostling and Raven managed to kill each other, resulting in a duel. The T2 tower on blue side starts to take a beating. Delicious. There are some pings coming out here from blue side, calling for a dragon to be done, possibly. For those of you not familiar with the objectives in Prime World, you've got Kitten, which is located here, and Dragon, which is located here. Of course, we'll go in depth about that at some point in time. Unfortunately, we just missed Katana dying to the unfortunate dive she attempted on Cryo and Berserker. But yeah, we'll go into a later we'll go into another video entirely about objectives in Prime World at some point. Keep a lookout for that. Vanity comes in to clear his mid lane, grab some nice farm. Destroyer clearing out the vision around Dragon. It looks like bottom tower is finally going to fall. It finally falls. But just as it falls, Cryo and Berserker are here. Vanity wants to fight this, but it does not look like that is going to be the case. Oh, no, it does not look like that's going to be the case, though. Berserker and Dragon retreat. Oh. Oh, everybody's trying to man up in this bottom lane right now. However, it's only... Uh-oh. I can't tell what's happening. There's just so much going on. Vanity, however, did ult and managed to cause Raven and Cryo to die. Unfortunately, Claw falls. Panther is full and healthy, and she's coming in. She wants some revenge for her fallen comrades. Oh, Destroyer dives in, but... he just barely survived, but they do manage to take out the Panther as well. Frostling manages to kill the Lady of Dragons with his tree. Katana takes out the Berserker. It is a full team wipe for Red. They are now busy watching their timers. Meanwhile, Blue retreats to push out their lanes. Oh, Vanity retreats to push out mid while the rest of the team grabs Dragon. And this is a free Dragon for them. There's nothing anyone can do on Red side. They're all just now coming back up, so Blue is definitely going to have the time they want to burn this down, but they've got to do it quickly before Berserker comes back up, because he is the red team's primary form of engage. You definitely want to get your objectives done now. And they now have Dragon up their sleeves. Dragon power is huge. It is a huge buff. It is 72 strength or intellect, 100% HP regen, and 100% energy regen. So right now, blue side is very powerful with Destroyer going for a dive straight onto the Lady of Dragons and deleting her. They take out the mid tower finally, and they continue to push up. Vanity decides to dip into the jungle, grab some extra farm. Let's see how he's doing on talents right now. So he's pretty much got his full talent tree going, and this match has been going long enough for him to have accumulated some pretty juicy stats at this point. Of course, the key is getting these spinners up as soon as possible. Like, the key to these types of builds, these stats over time builds, is getting them up on online as early as possible. Unfortunately, Katana takes a fall, as did Claw. But right now, Vanity is the primary burst damage dealer on his team. And they've got about I would say about 2 minutes left on the Dragon power. So they've got to make something happen here. Otherwise, it's going to be a waste. All they did was grab a mid tower and back out, and then unfortunately... Oh. Vanity got Hunt Mastery. But at the same token, they lost Katana and Claw at some point, so they no longer have their dragon buff.
Battle mastery.
They've got about another minute left here. Everybody's trying to grab some farm while they can. Katana is de-warding around the kitten pit. And of course the ward will spot her, causing red team to rotate down. Here they are to clear the vision that she just placed down. They are hunting as a pack. And as it appears, they have caught out Katana. Oh, Vanity with a nice ultimate, catching them all in. The team has to catch up right now. Oh, Katana eats a full team.
Domination.
Destroyer eats a full team. But he somehow makes it out alive. Okay, never mind that. Claw, however, goes down. Red only suffers Cryo as a casualty, but Blue takes Claw, Destroyer, and Katana as casualties. Frostling and Vanity try to hang in there. It looks like Oh. Yeah, that engagement started out pretty well, but it faltered. There was just not enough follow-up at... Frostling eats Raven damage. And there's nothing Vanity can do. They're all so low. But without his ult and without any way of saving himself... he did manage to pop the Berserker Dragon talent, however. So that is now going to be on a very long cooldown. Let's check it out here. Go ahead and watch him. So, yeah, this is going to be on a very long cooldown now. He does not have a way of saving himself. Let's see if we can find that aspect of the drought. So it's got a 180-second cooldown. So by the time the next team fight occurs, he should have it back up. Claw is unfortunately eating shit tons of damage from Raven. She pretty much ran him down. Claw right now is going 6-10 and 6. He has eaten the most damage on this team, I feel. But that's okay. As the engager, you kind of expect it to happen, and right now we've got Katana getting caught in the jungle with Lady of Dragons and Panther, and she is out of dodge. She knows that there's too much damage. Berserker is coming in. I don't think she's going to make it out of this, but we've got Frostling and Vanity here trying to back her up. Destroyer is also here. They managed to take out the Berserker and the Panther. Oh, delicious. Delicious. They set up a bit of a bait here. And now they're trying to go for their second dragon. But they lost their T2 in the top lane as a result. Vanity TP's up top to try to stop the push into their T3s. Meanwhile, a good chunk of the team is bottom trying to grab that dragon buff. That death of Claw in the top lane earlier, it cost them this T2 here. They grabbed the dragon buff and now they look to make something happen. With Berserker dead for the next 17 seconds, Dragon and Panther do come up, however. Cryo just eats all the damage from Frostling and Destroyer. No one's gone for Kitten yet. There's no vision around it right now. Panther gets caught between a Katana and a Destroyer, but she ults to get out of dodge. Claw comes in. Along with Frostling, they are going to push this lane. Vanity snatches the kitten.
Killing spree.
The solo kitten.
Fighter.
And Frostling puts in work, knocking out the Raven and the Cryo. So with Raven and Cryo down, a lot of their big AoE damage is is gone. Blue team looks to set up shop, clear waves. Katana is in the bot trying to push that out before it pushes into their T2. Claw runs top to try and knock down the top T2, make that top lane even. But right now we sit at a stalemate. Very, very intriguing. Oh, Claw gets caught out by the cryo. Is he going to give up another kill? No, he manages to make it out. However, in an attempt to try to save him, Frostling may have just given over a kill. No, Claw dies back in on the... Oh! Unfortunately, Berserker dies himself.
Domination.
Oh.
Pursuit.
Vanity comes in with a nice
Killing
ult.
spree.
Knocking out the Panther, the Dragon. Almost the Cryo. Oh, almost. And they popped the Berserker's Dragon talent again. Vanity had attempted to kill the Dragon, but unfortunately he managed to get back under the tower, and now he is retreating to heal. Katana grabs that. Katana is eating that bottom lane right now. She said, hey, y'all want to go for a fight? I'm going to eat your lane. And she did that. She did that. You guys can't see me do hand signs, but she did that. And now Destroyer goes in for the mid 2v. He tries to get a dodge and dragon. Well, Berserker pops his dragon. Ouch. Otherwise, he would have made it out of that alive. Vanity, Frostling are in the jungle, rotating down. Unfortunately, they don't notice the vision here. So now, Red Team has information that Vanity and Frostling were topside. As a matter of fact, let's swap over to Blue and see what's going on. Vanity retreats to the mid lane. He's retreating into the bot side jungle. Frostling and Claw decide they want to take down this T1 top, which has stood here. Wow. It's been here for a whole 30 minutes. That tower has been resilient. They look to try to push in that lane a little more, forcing Fox to come top and try to clear the waves so they don't lose their T2 up there. They've already lost... You know, they've already lost their full rows of towers in mid and bot lane. Mid just barely has one T2 turret, one T2 tower, one T3 tower standing. And one whole tower, so they're looking to try to keep their towers up. Blue side has a 4-man push coming up mid versus... See how this turns out. The full force of Blue Team is here. Red Team has to respect the power that this team holds and back up. They don't know if Vanity has his ult up yet. Right now, Red needs to be careful. If they engage the wrong target, they're going to give up kills. If they can't engage on Vanity, it's going to be a wrap because they're going to engage right into that poison miasma. And Katana makes the first move, diving into the team, allowing Vanity to pop his ult. Unfortunately, Vanity draws all that tower aggro. All of it. He just eats it up. See, and here I was talking about Red Team engaging on the wrong target. Unfortunately, Vanity popped his ult, dealing damage to all the enemy heroes, and at that same time, drawing the tower aggro, which I don't think he was aware of it for a couple of seconds, and that's what got him killed. Had he been aware of what was happening, he would have stood back. But he went there behind his Katana and his Destroyer, with his Katana having started that entire engagement. So now, if we're looking at the field right now, Vanity and Claw unfortunately took the brunt of that. allowing their Katana to survive. I honestly would have expected Katana to die in that engagement, but Vanity took all the tower aggro with his ultimate. Frostling on the back end, still alive, and Destroyer. So we've got, blue team's got their 3, last stands, and in that entire fight, red team lost Raven, Lady of Dragons, and Cryo, leaving poor Panther to defend. Leaving poor Panther to defend without her cat, and Berserker can't do much with his low HP. So, I mean, the fight could have been a little bit cleaner. Again, that fight that transpired could have been just a little bit cleaner. Had Vanity if Vanity ulted and then backed out, of course, this would have meant that he kind of would have wasted his ult, but at the same time, he would have spread that panic in the red team, causing them to back up and really respect the amount of damage he can put out. If he ulted and then backed out, he would have still been alive long enough for the towers to have gone down, possibly. And then he could have gone back in without the risk of eating tower damage on top of whatever AoE damage Cryo and Raven were putting out, since they are the 2 most capable of strong AoE damage. Of course, there is Lady of Dragons, but she wasn't really too much of a factor in the fight, I feel. Along with Berserker, who he had to get out of dodge as the primary front line. If he's going down, if he has to disengage, he has to disengage. And if anybody else wants to stick around and fight, that's on them. And that's what he did. He backed out. So, resuming in on the fight.
Double kill.
Panther eats a nice Destroyer combo to the back.
Fighter.
Katana and Frostling take the buildings.
Destroyed.
There is nothing Berserker can do at this point. It is just him against a Frostling, a Destroyer, and a Katana. He's got a little bit of HP. Maybe he can make it happen. Maybe he can take out. No. There's just too much CC.
Mastery.
There was just too much CC from the Destroyer.
Killing spree.
And there you have it.
Victory.
Destroyed. Blue team claims their victory. So that was a pretty intense match. Pretty intense. If we're going to go ahead and examine everything that happened, we'll do slideshows after this. So the entirety of that fight was pretty nasty, I would say. Pretty nasty. A lot of the back and forth. Panther and Fox were ganking their butts off. Like, you could not. You couldn't. It was well worth the watch, definitely. I definitely think that with the length of that match went on for about 40 minutes plus. By that point, Vandy was a huge driving force in those team fights, those well-timed ultimates, the amount of power he had within him, just being able to really scare off the team and knock out at least 1 or 2 people with his ultimate and ability combos. He really made it hell for the enemy team, for the red team. And red team, honestly, they needed to group a lot more. Because of the fact that Berserker was their primary form of engage, if they were going to go for team fights, they needed to group more. Nobody should have been out split pushing or farming alone. While yes, Panther and Lady of Dragons could go out, roam, try to catch people out of position, ultimately, as long as blue team could force those team fights, blue team can win. Even if they lost Claw and Vanity in the middle of those fights, by that point, Claw was able to at least engage and lock down somebody, and Vanity was able to dish out as much damage before he went down, allowing Frostling, Katana, and Destroyer to clean up whoever decided to stick around in those fights. Now, I'm no professional Prime World player, but Red Team they faltered eventually. Even with Raven's high damage output, there's no one to really defend her should Claw or Destroyer go on her. Berserker had most of the CC on him. His ultimate, his chain, the axe throw, and Cryo only had her ultimate and her Q, which we're gonna call it Q. That's all she had. There really wasn't more to really peel for her. And then of course you've got Panther, who lacks CC, and you've got Lady of Dragons, aka Fox, who also lacks CC. High damage output, lack of CC. Your damage dealers, if anybody, Destroyer, like I said at the beginning, Destroyer, Claw, Katana. If any of those three heroes engage on your high damage dealers, which would be your Raven, your Cryo for the most part, and can kill them off in a fight, you're going to be scrambling. Sure, Panther does some pretty high single target damage, but once her cat goes down, that's a wrap. As you can see in a lot of those fights, she did not make it out after her cat. After her cat died, that was it. She usually died right after. If she did try to escape, it was a very, very narrow escape. But, hey, at the end of the day, Red did play the best they could, and they had a strong early game. Again, I have to give it up. If I had to give MVPs to both teams, MVP on that Red side would definitely go to the Lady of Dragons. Mainly because, she rotated as well as she could. Of course, she did get caught out a few times, or, when it was time for her and Panther to get out of dodge after, pushing an enemy away. Sure, she did get caught, but throughout the match, it was through her damage during those rotations that people did fall. On the blue side, I would have to give the MVP up to the Destroyer. Just because I don't know if it was really him or Claw leading a lot of those ganks, but the ganking team on the blue side was very strong, packing that CC and Destroyer. Claw had some high damage output. Of course, he was, probably of the two, the squishiest. So he still died. But definitely I have to give it up to that Destroyer because it was his comboing, his ability to lock down and dive in on somebody that really sealed a lot of those team fights, being able to take out Fox or Lady of Dragons or Raven or Cryo. I have to give it up to him. But with that ends this wonderful video. I had so much fun casting this. Of course, it wasn't perfect, but as time goes on, I hope to perfect the craft and perfect the format and layout. Let me know what you guys thought about the match. Did you see any standout plays that maybe I might have missed? What are your own 2 cents? How do you feel about playing Plague Doctor? Do you build him for this much damage? Do you build him for a long game? Do you build him for a quick early game? And just overall, who would you give MVP to on both teams? I would love to see what you guys have to say in the comments. Until next time, this has been your Empress Harmony, and I hope that all your matches are just as intense and fun-filled as this one. Until next time, goodbye.